John Jones is a whole nother. John Jones is, I consider John Jones the greatest combat fighter of all time.
I was honestly at a low point in my life, just wandering about, not really knowing where to go. That was when I stumbled upon John Jones being glazed by Dana White. I knew absolutely nothing about fighting, let alone the UFC. Finally, I decided to take a look at what all the hype was about. The fights featuring John Jones immediately intrigued me because I had never seen anything like it. He was so dominant in the octagon that I stopped whatever excitement I had towards anything at the time to zoom in on this. One of the first things that really caught my eye was the deadly ground and pound John implemented to finish his first few fights. He blitzed to the light heavyweight division like it was absolutely nothing for him. That level of dominance and sheer power made me fall in love with the sport, and there was no turning back. I was officially hooked on the sport of MMA. Since I started watching John Jones, I was only interested in the heavier weight classes at the time. I still remember this press conference where Dana White was talking about the heavyweight division being the one with all the meanest and nastiest killers packaged into one main affair. Here, I'll show the clip.
Chuck and Forrest Griffin used to walk around at 230, and they would cut down to 205. That's not big. Some of these heavyweights are, 265. They're cutting to 265. It's just a whole nother level.
In hindsight, ignorance was bliss because had I known the things that I now know about the heavyweight division, I wouldn't even have started watching the live fights. And then came the day, the 17th of November 2024, UFC 309. Stipe Miocic was taking on John Jones for a shot at the heavyweight title. You have to remember, coming into this fight, all I knew was that John Jones was this unbelievable fighter who terrorized the heavyweight division, the nastiest one in the UFC. After skipping all of the other fights on that relatively mediocre card, I went straight for the main event. That's Bruce Buffer announcing the fight. It's time for the main event. Then he just shocked me. Bruce Buffer suddenly jumps up into the air to announce the title fight, and I could not be more excited. John Jones was looking kind of soft, but Stipe on the other hand was relatively lean, you could tell. You have to remember that I had absolutely no knowledge about anyone apart from John Jones, so I was gauging the intimidation factor purely based off looks alone. The fight finally started, and you could not even imagine how excited I was. John Jones was throwing a few kicks to the body here and there. After a couple of minutes of fighting on the feet, John Jones took him to the ground and landed some nasty elbows to the face. He had about 3 minutes of ground control time in the first round. It was easily a 10-8 round to Jones. Stipe was able to fight back just a little bit in the second round, but overall looked a bit slow overall. Finally, Jones delivered a spinning back kick to knock out Stipe Miocic. I was going absolutely wild. This was the first fight of his that I watched, and he ended up getting a finish in it. Thank God it wasn't the Reyes fight, or I would have had a terrible first impression of John Jones. Anyway, he does the Trump dance, and that was the final icing on the cake that cemented John Jones as the GOAT in my mind. Anyway, that is all it is for this video. Let me know what your first fight was and how it changed your life. Alright, I'm out.